today with all the scoop.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of Wake Up America with Kristina Lynn. I'm your host, and I'm here tonight, as always, to help you open your eyes and see the truth. Many things have changed in our world, and this is a show where you're going to get to talk to some of the experts. You're going to get to hear from people that are on the cutting edge. You're going to get to see the things that are really going on that maybe you don't get to hear every day on the news. This is the show that's going to bring it to you right away. So stay tuned, because we have got an amazing guest tonight, someone that you will not believe is going to knock your socks off. Wake Up America starts right now. And good evening, and welcome to another edition of Wake Up America with Kristina Lynn. I'm your host, Kristina Lynn, and as always, we've got some amazing guests tonight. And I'm going to get started right away because I have a very special announcement, and I'm very excited about it. The announcement is that we have a brand new sponsor. And I also have the lovely Hallie Elise here in the studio with me tonight, and we're going to be speaking to her again very shortly. But in the meantime, I would like to welcome Scalar Energy Healing. Tom Palladino, who does some amazing healing work. Scalar Energy Healing has just been amazing, how it has helped so many people. And they have a wonderful new website, which is freescalar.net. That's freescalar.net is the website, or you can also call them on 805-364-3051. That's 805, area code 364-3051. And Tom and his team are amazing. They have been reaching out and having just so many amazing things happen, really bringing new opportunities of feeling better and having more energy, and really making a huge difference. People have seen amazing changes, very amazing changes, which has just been great. Yes, and so I wanted to do this first before I bring on my first guest. I just wanted to say that we are so proud to be sponsored by you, Tom Palladino. You have helped so many people. The Scalar Energy is able to be in many different countries. He has it throughout the world, even in third world countries, and amazing things are happening. At the break, again, I will tell you about a special deal from listening to the show tonight, that you can actually sign up for 15 days of free treatments for yourself and 25 family members by just sending in pictures to freescalar.net. All right, so we'll talk about that a little bit more in the middle of the show. But moving right ahead, I have two amazing guests, and I'm very excited about bringing my first one on, who is Linda Salvin. Linda is an amazing psychic who has been on the radio for many years. She is just an outstanding person. She has helped me in many ways and has been very right on. So I have two top psychics on the show tonight, right here in Florida and also in California. But Linda is also the founder of Candle Magic. And I was very interested myself in the candle magic, and I've had an opportunity to try it out, and I've had some amazing things happen. So Linda, hi, how are you tonight?
Hi, Kristina. Thank you.
Well, you are so welcome. Well, thanks. We're so happy to have you on the show, and we're just so glad to get a chance to tell everybody about something very interesting that you discovered on your journey, your spiritual journey, and working with manifestation.
I didn't discover candle magic. Candle magic's over 3,000 years old, but I was trained in 1999 when I was on the air, and as a psychic, I was helping people, and this man trained me so I could help people on a larger level, because people get tired of just answers for love or money or health or whatever. They want to see more. So I learned the secrets to candle magic, and I have a line called Wicks of Wisdom, and it helps people bring in love. It helps people enhance their careers, jobs, improve their health, get rid of negativity, blocks, obstacles. So Wicks of Wisdom work like a prescription for your soul. I've been selling them for 19 years, and they keep going.
That is amazing.
I never, in my wildest dreams, thought I'd get involved with Wicks of anything with candle magic. It was very dark to me. But I removed all the occult and made it very mainstream.
That's wonderful. Well, that's what we want to talk about. I've got a couple questions about that, Linda. But first of all, as you know, and of course, as you mentioned, candle magic, the actual, what it actually is, the actual technique is, as you say, thousands of years old. But, Matt, what I like is what you've done, with your Wicks of Wisdom, which, of course, you've had now for 19 years. So taking that, like you say, I knew there was something very special and very positive. And there has been a negative connotation in the past about these things. How have you helped your people that have used these and your clients to
Oh my God.
realize the
There's
difference?
So many, Kristina. People have burned maybe 9 or 10 sets and found the person to marry and find their soulmates. We've got soulmate power. I had one person up in the state of Washington get rid of skin cancer. Another one had a gynecological problem that went away. I can't say that it helps everybody's health because it's alleged, but it's powerful. I've had realtors sell more real estate than they normally would. I would have business owners expand in their clientele. I've had people get rid of negativity, blocks, obstacles, curses where they were stuck, open up to move forward. I mean, 19 years, I can't possibly tell you all the different testimonies, but there's many of them at lindasalvin.com. They're on the website.
Right, and I did want to make sure you did mention lindasalvin.com. That's where you can go to order these wonderful Wicks of Wisdom, and I have now had the great opportunity. Linda sent me some to try, and there's nothing like it. And I have worked with candles in the past, always in a very positive way, and with, focusing on the light.
There's essential oils, herbs, and powders that go with the candles, and then there's something that you write that gets burned in the flame that I can't talk about on the air because it gives it away. But you'll see change. You'll feel it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and it's just so interesting because the combination that you give us, it's like the candle almost takes its own energy
on. It has
on.
its own life. Yeah, it's got a life of its own. Absolutely. Yes. The flame, the aroma, the beauty, all of it. You're right.
Yeah, it's very special. Right. It really is. Now, tell me, you were speaking about some of the situations that have come about when people have used those. Oh, okay.
Well, there's 5 different sets that are on the website. The main one is Money and Success Power, and that helps people open doors for career success, making more money, abundance, and prosperity.
Well, I'd like to talk about that just for a moment, too. So in the making of the money, what have been some of the things that you have come up with in terms of cash flow?
In a down market at top dollar, people's business would start to thrive, and sales would start to increase. People got into school that they wanted. They opened doors for relationships when the doors weren't open. It's a road opener.
Wow.
It opens doors for success. It depends, again, on the petition that gets burned in the flame as to how it's created and what it's especially directed towards. It's all about and you've got these herbs and oils. It's all scientific. The thickness of the wick means something. Everything's to a science. And then with the petition, you're putting it in the flame, which is light, which is God. So you're giving your petition to God. And it goes out. It's very spiritual. You become your own alchemist. You become a part of the process.
Okay, that is really interesting. Well, I tell you what, will you do me a favor for all of our audience and, again, repeat your website?
Sure, lindasalvin.com, LINDASALVIN, or you can call my toll-free number at 888-509-1077, and if you call me, I'll give you 10% off.
Oh, great. Nice. You're going to offer everyone 10% off tonight. That is wonderful. And will you repeat that number again, too, Linda, please?
Sure, 888-509-1077.
Great. So, again, that's 888-509-1077. So, Linda, we're so happy to have you on the show and being a part of everything. We want to thank you for calling from Los Angeles.
Thank you.
How's your weather out there in sunny California?
We're going to have rain. It's overcast.
Oops.
We're going to have rain.
Okay, so it's not that song, It Never Rains in California, right? Not for tonight, anyway. Okay. Well, Linda, thank you so much for calling in and joining us. And we just want to wish you a lot of success. I know you've helped a lot of people, and just keep up the great work. And I know that I have some girlfriends that want to use the Soulmate candles, and you've had some great successes. We wrap up one final thing. If you can give us a romantic story about the Soulmate candles. What's a fun story?
I have a man by the name of Netza who is in the L.A. City school system, and for years in his late 20s he wanted to get married like his friends and relatives, and he couldn't find the right girl, and he kept doing the candles. He did about 9 sets. He was getting frustrated. I said, I think you're going to meet her on this set. And he did, and now they're on their second house, and she's expecting a baby.
Oh, I love a happy ending. Don't we all love to hear a romantic story that has a happy ending?
There's another one. I predicted it would happen, and I performed the wedding as the minister back in 2007. Oh, yeah, they work.
Great. Oh, that's
Education.
wonderful. Yes. Oh, fantastic. Well, Linda, thank you so much for sharing this tonight. I just found it very fascinating. So, again, that's Linda Salvin, and that's at lindasalvin.com. Or you can also call 888-509-1077, 1077. Linda Salvin, and that's Wicks of Wisdom. They're a lot of fun, and they make great gifts. Linda, thanks again, and we'll talk to you in the future.
Thank you, Kristina. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Take care. Well, it's always interesting to learn something new. And again, that's an ancient practice. Light and candles have always been used for many years to bring forth light and positive energy. So working with the light and with love and all kinds of positive energies to manifest good things, that's Wicks for Wisdom. It's very nice. And I see that Hallie is shaking her head. So, of course, she knows a lot about this, too. So now in the studio, again, I'm so happy to have tonight on the show Hallie Elise.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
Welcome to the show, sweetie. I love your show.
Thanks. Our timing is good. One runs into the next.
Yes.
I do want to say something about your previous guest.
Yes.
I'm delighted to know that she's
Excuse me.
the
Pardon me.
Wicks of Wisdom, because it makes my life easier. I can start referring people to her. I teach classes periodically about candle magic, and I do candle dressing. I don't have the time for it nowadays. It's lovely to know there's somebody there who has it all together, and I can just refer them to her.
Yes. Oh, and I love to network.
Yes.
So this is great. This is
This is
synchronicity.
wonderful.
This is meant to be because, again, it can really be used in a wonderful way
Absolutely.
to set positive intentions and to manifest what you want in your life. So these are just some wonderful ways that, again, on Wake Up America, I like to look at manifestation and how we are able to really, in a positive way, remember that thoughts are things and that we are writing our own script. That's one thing I learned when I worked with Shirley MacLaine. She used to always say, remember, you're writing your own script. You're creating
Correct.
what you want in your life. And when you think positive and you do positive things, it always comes back to you. And I do believe, of course, what goes around comes around. As we stay positive and help others, it always, and when you don't do it in a way that you're wanting to get back, but you're doing just from love and from kindness, it's just a beautiful energy, and it always flows.
Absolutely.
And
Heart
comes
space.
back. Yeah, comes right from the heart. Very true. Well, anyway, without further ado, let's talk to you, Hallie, a little bit more about your career and,
Thank you.
and your background. You're fascinating also. And I wanted to ask you, tell me about how you first found, and I know our audience would love to hear this, how you first found out that you had the gift that you do, because you have also done some sessions for me, and they have been spot on. So I want to compliment you, and I can definitely endorse your work because I've been able to experience it. So how did that first start? When did you first realize, wow, I've got a different kind of a gift?
It's really funny because I've been doing this for as long as I can remember. From the time I started speaking, I was giving information. I just didn't know that's what I was doing. I believe it was in my early teens that I started to realize not everybody was doing what I was doing, and then I started to investigate. I think maybe I was 14, 13, and I decided I'm going to go to the library. I'm going to start seeing what I could figure out, why it is that I'm doing these things, and there was no information. Good luck.
Oh, you couldn't find anything?
Couldn't find bupkas.
Okay.
The only thing that they had at the time was information on the witch trials. And I'm going, no, that's not what I'm looking for. I want to know how it is that I know which light is turning or what the car is doing or how it is that my dad's going to be late or my brother's going to be sick, and couldn't get any information. But you know what they say about when you put it out there, it comes back. When I was about 15, 16, my mother comes home one night and she goes, do you want to go to a class over at the university? I said, what sort of class? And she says, oh, it's all about psychic stuff. Yes. In the class, the teacher says, okay, here's your handout, and there's a list of, 20 different things. And it explains what each of these things is. And I'm like, oh, clairvoyant. Now I know what that is. Oh, clairaudient. I know what that is. I went down the list. I was very excited. I learned a lot from a gal named Susie
That's
Stevens.
great. Oh,
and
good.
I was a teenager. And she was truly fabulous. And over the years, we became friends as well.
So that was probably just a real relief to you to realize that it wasn't just you that had these gifts and experienced these things, right?
That, and also, I didn't have to feel uncomfortable that I was doing something bad or I was doing something that would be perceived as ill-gotten in some way. Having somebody at a university who's actually teaching a class gave it some credibility.
Yeah, that makes it so much more credible.
Yes.
And that's really wonderful. And, what's great about it is that I'm sure that once you realized what it was and you were able to validate it, then it was probably much more available for you to use it for other people. So when did you actually start doing readings and working with your empowerment work?
Really and truly, I was doing readings as a kid. Mom's friends would come over, and my mom knew I had
that doesn't
a feel
surprise
for
me.
Things. She'd say, "Hallie, so and so's here. You want to have you write your name? Hallie will tell you something." It used to be very funny. Or sit with her. I was this little kid. Been doing that for forever. As far as empowerment, it's really interesting. I was reminded of being about 2 or 3 years old, visiting my grandmother in the Bronx. And there was this old lady going down a staircase. And I asked my grandmother, because I was holding her hand, "Can I go help her?" And she goes, "Sure, honey." From what I understand from family friends, I've been doing that for forever. The empowerment is just an extension of that. If I can help somebody with something, that's what I want to do, because I truly believe we are here for the purpose of helping each other. We're not just here to help ourselves.
Pardon me, I've got a little allergy thing going on tonight. I'm allergic to something here.
Is it me?
No, it's definitely not you. It's not Linda. I'm sure it's just something that is in the air.
Something in the air, I'm sure.
Little pollen, yeah.
Bottom line, I truly believe every person has great value. They have a presence that should be noted. And it doesn't matter if they're the gardener or if they're wealthy, where they come from, what their background, what place in the world. Every single person born here on this world has a presence, and they're here to learn, and they're here to grow, and they're here to help. And it's just a matter in what capacity.
Very true. Now, let me ask you, do you ever have a chance, and I may be putting you on the spot just a little bit, but
okay, let's go.
Do you ever have a chance to share with some of the audience, and if you do feel anything, as to what's coming up with trends, say with the economy this year and next year and in the future, near future?
I'll be candid. Usually I work with individuals. Every once in a while I'll go and I'll focus on planet. One year I predicted tsunami, and there was a tsunami, so that was a little scary.
The year that they had the big one?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
I've been Johnny on the spot, too, with hurricanes for the past, 20 years.
I was just going to ask you next about weather. Yeah, so what are you feeling for this year? Any vibes?
We're fine.
Yeah,
I don't
more
get
what I was feeling.
Sense of concern this year.
Okay.
Last year there was a sense of concern. It didn't feel as if it was going to be a Category 5, as they were saying, but I definitely felt that we were going to get inclement weather, and we still needed to batten down the hatches. As far as trends with finances, we are in, what are we in? We're in April, almost May. My sense here is between now and we'll say summer, things are going to kind of sit. And that means I don't see any big jumps or massive changes till, let's say, the tail end of summer. It feels like at that point.
Tail end of summer, end of August.
End of August.
Labor Day area. Okay.
It feels as if that's when we're going to start to see a change. And even with the price of gasoline, I feel like things are going to get a little cuckoo again. Remember a few years ago,
it's already
prices
going up,
went
isn't it?
Out of whack. It just feels like we're kind of running in that direction as well.
Do you see them moving up some more?
Yes.
Even, okay.
Yes, unfortunately.
Okay.
But on a good note,
that might be good for the Priuses and the hybrids,
yes,
right?
Yes, exactly. I was going to say certain car manufacturers will make out very well.
Right.
Truly, it comes down to this is a great opportunity for people to get money conscious.
Yeah.
Instead of just going, oh, I'm going to blow that, take a small percent of everything that you're spending, stick it in a jar, stick it in the bank, wherever, but save it. Be more mindful, because there is going to be a shift for a little while, and then we'll start to see things slowly but surely move upward. I feel like the latter part of this year, middle of November going into December, that's when we are going to see more people employed. And it's funny because it's right around the holiday time. But usually after the holidays, everybody gets let go. I feel like there are going to be more people that are still employed.
Oh, at the beginning
holidays.
of 2019?
Yes.
Well, great. That'll usher us in a very positive way.
Yes.
To 2019. Fantastic. Wow, I'm glad to hear those things. And I've kind of made a few mental notes and a few notes because I know you've been so accurate with so many things.
Thank you.
Good to know that about hurricane season, too, because we had a big one last year.
Doesn't mean that we won't have some storms.
Right.
Because I do get some terrestrial downpour. By the same token, I don't get, like I said, that concern about actual hurricane hitting us this year.
Good. Okay, very good to know. Okay, great. Well, I'm going to pause for another commercial.
Great.
And I will be right back. Okay, so we'll be right back. Stay tuned. We've got a lot more information with Hallie Elise.
Today, it's all the scoop on the national scene is Country Talk, Kristina Lynn.
Hi, I'm your host, Kristina Lynn, and I want to invite you to be sure and tune in to our new time at 9:30 p.m. on Monday nights right here on WNN Radio for my great new show, Wake Up America with Kristina Lynn. We're the show that helps you, the listener, wake up and see the truth around you so you can really see what's going on and find out what's happening in our world today. Once again, that's Wake Up America with me, your host, Kristina Lynn, and it's on our new time, Monday nights at 9:30 p.m. We'll look forward to having you join us then. So remember, America, wake up. We'll talk to you soon.
And there wasn't anything I could do about it.
And I'm speaking now to David Crosby. David, welcome to the show.
Car accidents
Well,
happen.
we were just speaking a
It's
few
the
minutes
most
about some of your
affordable,
favorite country
convenient, superior
performers.
vehicle repair
And who would you say is one of your
with
favorite
concierge
country
service.
singers
The
today?
Pink Girl provides pickup and delivery with no
The top on
additional
my list is Vince Gill.
Our
Oh,
body
wow,
shops
Vince,
have
if you're
over
watching
30
out there, I
years
know you're going to be very
providing
happy about that.
I think he's a class act. He's just, I think he should either be that good looking or able to play guitar that well or able to sing that well. One of the three, Vince.
And that's come to talk with us, Graham Nash. Welcome.
I'm fine. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. I want to
954
congratulate you on a wonderful
691
show that you've put together tonight. This is an incredible lineup.
Yes, there's a lot of great musicians. I'm a friend of Nicolette Larson's.
Yes.
I've said before, Nicolette did nothing but good in her life. Whenever we needed anybody for a benefit, to either open up or to close or to
Yes,
just sing,
and
she
welcome
was
back to Wake Up America. I'm your host, Kristina Lynn, and we're speaking with the lovely Hallie Elise. But I also want to again announce to those of you that may not have heard earlier on the show, we have a new sponsor, which I'm very excited about. That's Scalar Energy Healing. And you can go to freescalar.net is the website. The phone number is 805-364-3051. And Tom Palladino and all of his team are there to work with you. You can sign up by listening tonight. We have a wonderful special. I'm just so excited about this because it's a free special trial, a 15-day trial for treatments where you can send pictures of yourself and your family, and they're able to work with the pictures and send energy and work with the scalar energy. And this is so amazing, Hallie. I know you're probably familiar with scalar energy. It goes back to Tesla. Yes, it does. And so it's just so fascinating. We had Tom as a guest a few weeks ago, and he was telling us all about that. But give it a try because there have been some just amazing things that have happened with the freescalar.net and the scalar energy. The scalar energy healing is wonderful. All right, so moving on, and again, we're just glad to have you on as our new sponsor. So welcome, Tom, and all of your group. And don't forget, if you're listening to the show, just send it in to them, write to them, send the pictures, tell them you heard it right here on Wake Up America with Kristina Lynn. And now, back to our guest tonight, Hallie Elise. And now you are an empowerment psychic.
Yes.
Now, I want to talk a little more about that, Hallie, because I find that so interesting. It's very different than other psychics I've talked to or that I have interviewed. So tell us about how you go about empowering people and working with them and their clients and your clients as well.
What I explain to people is when they say, well, what is an empowerment psychic? I explain that it is more than just giving you an overview of what your future is like. I can do that, and I do. If you want to know, is Johnny going to ask you to marry him? I can answer you. If you want to know, is Aunt Ethel coming to visit? I can let you know about that. As far as money, et cetera, really a lot of people go to psychics because they want to know the basics. Love, money, sometimes health, and business. Those are typically the basics. There are things outside of that. What I help people with is look at that as well as understand that what is coming in the future does not have to be as far off if they are accountable for their own actions, if they are empowered, if they're motivated to make some changes, they can actually speed up their own success. And the success that they're envisioning may actually be short-sighted, and sometimes they need to have a longer vision. And I will help them go in that direction. I use many different modalities. I have background in clinical hypnosis. I have background in aromatherapy. I have background in candle magic, similar to this gal, but different.
Glad you're going to connect with Linda. Yeah.
Yes, there is a myriad of techniques that can be used to help people understand their own power, their own abilities. Because how often have you heard somebody say, "Oh, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just in a funk. I just can't do anything," and they don't realize that just the mere part of taking a look at something in the past that was successful, brings back that energy to them. That begins to empower them, that begins to raise their vibration so they have the ability to start moving forward.
Right, and doing that positive thinking.
Yes.
And that energy, you know, it's all about energy.
It is.
When we have a higher vibration, better things happen.
Right.
You know, and that's
like attracts like.
Like attracts like. When you're feeling good, you're feeling happy, great things happen. And that's a law of the universe.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's beautiful. That's a wonderful way that you empower so many people. And now you've been doing a lot of speaking events.
I have.
And I wanted to ask you a little bit about that. So where can we find you speaking? I know you had mentioned on your show you have an event tomorrow night here in Boca. Is that right?
Yes, so I forgot it for a moment. I'm like, what day? Yeah. Wait, what day
is that? A class? In fact, that's one that I've been to, and it's wonderful. If you'll tell us about that.
Right. You were there several weeks ago.
Yes, yes. Please tell us.
Over at Holistic Organic Wellness, which is a little shop here in Boca.
Right.
They do a myriad of things. They have a physician, they have a nurse, they have a practitioner for supplements, they have someone doing aromatherapy, somebody working with chakras. It's a wonderful little center. It's a combination of holistic and spiritual together. They had asked me to come in and do a program on being empowered, mindfulness, and spirituality.
Oh,
three
wonderful.
of my favorite things.
Yes. Okay, so what will you be focusing on tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night specifically, we're focusing on upper chakras.
Okay.
Last week, we focused on lower chakras and the understanding that there is a corollary with different things in your life, emotion, attitudes, physical ailments, and how you can bring things into alignment so that you are more in control.
Right. And just to go back on some of our listeners, in case they're not exactly sure, what is a chakra?
That is. It's an energy center that resides within the body. It's used to be just an Eastern philosophy, or if you will, an Eastern knowing. If you were somebody who studied Buddhism, or you were someone who came from Hinduism, you would know what that is. Or even from the Orient.
Right.
We as Westerners, thankfully, are much more aware nowadays. And we understand because we go to acupuncturists, for instance. When an acupuncturist works on you, they work on an energy center. But there are so many meridians, energy centers within the body, too many to focus on ourselves. We focus on the main 7 that reside from the root, which is at the groin, to the crown, which is at the top of our head.
Beautiful. That's a great description.
Thank you.
That's something very special. I always like to make sure that my listeners learn something new on every show.
Absolutely.
So this has been great. And Hallie, again, if you would you give us your information, your website and phone number?
Sure. Website is easy. It's HallieElise.com. That's HallieElise.com. And the phone number is 561-755-2166.
Wonderful. So do take advantage of giving Hallie a call for classes if you would like, or lectures. Also, she's available for speaking engagements.
Keynotes, yes.
Right, and for private sessions, and I highly recommend all of it. So thanks again for being with us right here, and we'll see you next week on another edition of Wake Up America with Kristina Lynn. Until then, be kind to everyone, and remember, it only takes one person to change the world, and I know that's going to be you. Good night.
Bye.
Take care. Well, that's about all we have time for tonight. But I want to thank you all for listening. We've got a fantastic and really loyal audience that wants to wake up. Wake Up America is your show. Be sure and tune in next week right here on WNN with me, Kristina Lynn, and with some of the most outspoken and outstanding guests that you can ever hear on radio. Until then, just reach out to wakeupamerica.com. Let me know what you think. We want to hear your comments, and we want to make sure and have you come join us on Facebook and Twitter. Thanks again. Have a great week, and we'll see you next week. Remember to wake up and look for the truth. And you do make a difference. One person can change this world. So wake up, speak up, and America will see you next week right here on Wake Up America.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored